platforms and the reaction channels.
You're never gonna
in
catch
their
me
chats.
saying I'm an LOL account.
And honestly, I have differing varying opinions, and there are differing varying levels.
No matter how many people try to push me into that box,
some way less,
I'm never
and some way
going
fucking
to give them
more.
what they want.
But what I haven't seen is anyone else besides Keemstar try to exploit victims.
Rosie's in the kitchen, you know she's always pitching fits and moans and alibis. Big Rosie always lies.
And trying to bring on for part 3, and people brought on, who just didn't know his history, didn't know what they were walking into, didn't know. They didn't know what they were trying to go for. They didn't know what they were in for.
Rosie's rolling, out of controlling. Rosie's screaming, always freaking screaming. Rosie's eating while the family's pleading. Rosie's like someone hear her crying.
And it's just, I hope that there are channels out there that watch this, whether you fucking do or not, that can sit down and do a deep dive into this man and really get the information out there to help people at large understand that every coin thrown at that channel is supporting horrific shit, whether that's racism, the misogyny, God, just so much shit that is years old in my head now, right? To sit here and support that shit is crazy. It's disgusting. And the fact that anyone watched the LCU while Amber was on it is crazy too. Like I mentioned earlier, when I watched the part where Stefan and Quicky were talking, I wish I could have watched it with someone else. But I didn't know anyone, zero left. So, I was like, for my own involvement in this, I did watch that part. And I, for any reason, can't go into detail about why.
And I think I'm gonna cook the yolk a bit more because I don't want to do a drippy yolk on camera.
More people should be.
I don't want to do shredded cheese. I want to do American cheese. I don't want to do shredded cheddar. That sounds gross. I won't be happy. I'm still not sure what I'm doing about my job. I'm still on disability. I don't have cheese. I'm not doing cheese.
I think that she deserves some grace. I really do. I think she was put in a really weird position. And like I said in the stories, there's a lot of nuance there. And I really want to see the documentary before I talk heavily on it here and throw this together. So be honest, like if you followed me for many years, and that was a bit reactions, and this is one of them. Keemstar is exploiting victims of
Where's that lady that made a video of me that we never saw? Wait, but that video is 46 minutes long. Nikki's live.
Hi. Welcome to whatever the fuck this is. I First, I want to apologize for the fact that this entire video is in vertical format. It's kind of just, I'm going to be including vertical clips, so I'm just making it this way. Also, I probably don't plan to keep this video up forever. Mara watching the LCU for, I'm not kidding, 5 seconds. And in that fucking 5 fucking seconds, Keemstar was talking about getting the victims on and trying to get them on the LCU to interview them. For his own fucking financial benefit, using my face in his thumbnail. He's a piece of fucking shit.
Oh, fuck. I wasn't on the stage. I was yelling. I was saying, Zio, we were curious about your reaction. Can you please tell us your reaction to the Rosie's video? Because I saw that you guys had previously, well, you shared her stories earlier. So I was curious about your thoughts, Zio.
And I'm furious that my face is being used to exploit sexual assault. Y'all fucking suck. That's really all I gotta say. Moldy hot dog water. If you guys are sending super chats, if you guys are watching
We don't hate you, Zio. Come in the comments. We want to know your thoughts about what's going on.
this shit, paying them, you're a part of the fucking problem. To be like so real, I haven't spoken a lot on Zio and like her involvement and stuff because I've talked to her privately, and I think that she is a very special case.
I'm sure Rosie's been in your DMs, girl, telling you that I'm all kind of nasty, mean ass things, but I'm really not. You can ask the guys in the chat.
In her scenario with her story, and I just watched because she just shared something I listened to her talk about on her live the other day about how the whole reason she ended up at Stefan's was because she was like stranded with her suitcases and she had no.
Over here, we're just about getting everybody's story and everyone's side of things, and I really, really hoped that you would watch my stream from yesterday. I really wanted you to see that one because I explained the reason that I was watching what's going on with you. It's only because Rosie has stuck her nose in this. That's the only reason that we've been keeping an eye on what's been going on with you. And if you watch yesterday's stream, you're going to see that.
Had nowhere else to go. And when I was in a similar situation, I had my parents to go to, and instead she ended up with Stefan, and she has a friendship with him that I've never agreed with, but I understand the nuance, and that girl deserves some fucking grace, and she deserves to.
Welcome in, everyone. It's good to see you. I just got a package delivered. So this was Rosie's Instagram stories from about 4-ish hours ago, which she has now deleted. So I'm very curious to see what happens here.
Not continue to be exploited. And I think that this entire situation with Keemstar inserting himself needs to be called out harder than it's being called out for. But at the end of the day, he is catering to an audience that eats the fuck up. That the people being exploited are fat, mentally ill women with trauma. That's the bottom fucking line with this shit.
We are going to watch the video. I was peeking over at Zio's stream, honestly, because I was curious about her response to it. So I am curious. Wait, let's see. Oh, Zio's in chat. Hi, girl. We actually don't hate you. Most of us don't really like Rosie, and that's why we're keeping an eye on what's going on with you, because personally, I can't speak for chat, but we don't feel like she should have stuck her nose in any of this. She wasn't there. She's not involved. She wasn't really groomed into feederism. So that's why we are like just keeping an eye on what's going on, and everyone's different opinions. But I appreciate you stopping in.
It's disgusting. It's deplorable. Like, I've been aware of who Keemstar was since, like, God, like, what year? High school? Like, mid, like, 2010s? I was, watching when he was beefing with Philip DeFranco, and, like, he's always been a monster and a grifter and a loser. And
You can correct me if I'm wrong, Zio, but I feel like you've been sort of not commenting on it on purpose. I feel like you have been kind of hanging back and just listening to everybody's different stories and getting a vibe for what's been going on and hearing people when they're not really like, especially on this LCU shit. Like, the LCU is trash. We hate the LCU. The LCU shouldn't have their nose in it either, to be quite fucking honest. I feel like the LCU being involved and Rosie being involved is a fucking clown show. Yesterday, if you ever get around to watching that stream, I basically explained that the reason, like I did go through and explain the reason why I was watching each of your different videos that I posted. One of them was because that's the only place I could get the receipts. The other one, it was because, what was it? I need to have a look at my channel so I can see what they are. Oh, I wanted your response to the situation with the trailer to contrast it with Rosie's response, because you were sad, you were grieving, you were talking about the fact that you lost your friend, and Rosie was fucking giddy up on her channel. So I wanted to use a bit of your content to show the contrast in the different reactions, okay? And then the second video, I need to have a look what I posted next. The second video was Stefan Reed's whole conversation with QLR on stream, QLR in Zio's chat. The reason that I posted that one is because when I was watching Stefan's stream, which was the one that I really was interested in, it buffered. And then I saw that you were live and he was reading them like you were playing the same stream. And then the third one, the Zachary Michael reaction, it was just funny. I just thought it was funny. And everybody in the comments also thought you were funny. So that's, look, I'll show you. That's it, really. Genuinely.
That is why you have never for a single moment caught me even contemplating that I want to give this shit the attention that I'm giving it.
And the thing that you guys might be surprised about today is that I think for the first time in my fucking life, I'm agreeing with Rosie that the LCU should not be involved, but I also don't think that she should be involved.
Now, but for my face to be used when they're sitting there being like, can we get this person who was essayed, who was raped because you're trying to...
We don't like Rosie, and this is kind of a demonstration. She's sticking her nose in, faking being a victim of all sorts of things that is basically proven, or she's slipped up and told on her damn self that she wasn't a victim of X, Y, and Z. She's not diagnosed with X, Y, and Z, and we need to keep her accountable for that, in my opinion.
To meet monetization standards, you fucking... I'm fuming. These are real...
But this time, I agree with her about the LCU, but I also feel the same way about her. She wasn't groomed into feederism. Why is she commenting on it?
Victims. Watch the fucking documentary when it comes out. Give them a chance to tell their story. Before you even... Oh my God, I literally am like shaking.
If you want a real rundown, Zio, like we can give you the rundown on the multiple different reasons that we don't like Rosie. To summarize it, she lies and manipulates. She basically made a child come out to their parent, or had the parent sort of coerce them into coming out after reading their private emails. She kicked out her elderly co-workers in a parking lot off a random highway because they owed her like $10 or something, like $12. What else, guys? The guys know. She had a shitload of children in her chat when she was streaming on Vertical, and she didn't give a shit. She knowingly spoke about sexual things whilst she was knowingly having 14-year-olds following her. There's so many things. She calls herself autistic when she's not autistic. She chases diagnoses. She came on and basically clickbaited that she had cancer, and she didn't. She still sticks to her guns that she has an autoimmune disease, which she doesn't have. They told her to lose weight. We do not hate anybody because of their size, their appearance, anything like that. It's about like the entire fact that she was not groomed into feederism and that she can't keep her story straight is a big part of it. And that's why I'm mad at her for being involved in this, because if there are real stories to be told, I would like to believe that they are credible. And I believe that Rosie is taking away from that credibility by being involved because she's not credible.
Fuming pissed. How can you sit there and act like you're just moderating a debate and doing all—
I do genuinely feel like she is dangerous. She has been going on Reddit, on sock accounts, talking about people that she sort of pretends that she's friends with, talking about how she goes, it's dark. She trolled her own Discord. She went into her Discord and pretended like she had texts from her ex-boyfriend just to like find a mole. Girl, you're your own mole. There's just so many things there. Like, just all I will say is I'm not going to try to tell you who to like or not to like, but just be really fucking careful with Rosie because she might be on another account talking shit about you right now. We just don't know.
Doing all of this shit when you're trying to get ahead of a story that's not been told yet. You piece of shit.
So that was the Instagram from earlier. I do agree with her that the LCU should not be involved. It is completely taking away from anything that's genuine about the documentary. I do feel the same way about Rosie being involved because it makes it all very unserious. So now we are going to watch the video. I was curious about your thoughts about what Rosie said, whether you agree or didn't agree with her, but yes, she uses words and phrases that have actual meaning to deflect from her own responsibility and accountability. Yes, Carolyn. And she does the same thing with mental and physical disorders. So if somebody says you're a bitch, she says, well, I'm autistic. If somebody says you spelt that wrong, she says, oh, I'm dyslexic. If somebody, it's like, it goes on and on and on and on. There's an excuse for everything. She uses disorders and illnesses as a shield, and that pisses us off because a lot of the girlies in the chat here have chronic illness and suffer with chronic pain. So we are like, if there are at this time of night 141 people in the chat who are agreeing, not only that, but she's treated her friends like shit. Her best friend called her out for having children in her chat while she was telling sex stories, and she unfriended that person. There's just so much. And she's going to be in your DM saying, that's my stalker's accomplice. Because that's what she does. But she's lying. Hey, Sailor V. We can't have that. Now it went on my screen. We can't have that in the chat, guys. Can you please use code words? Thank you. Oh, yeah. She did a whole like GoFundMe and Amazon wish list for the homeless youths. And then when something didn't go her way, she canceled the whole thing, deleted everything, and did not give them the items that were donated for those homeless youths. Isn't that disgusting? Thanks, Mommy. Yes, she also fundraised for a vehicle. So she crashed her car. Well, she parked her car hanging out in the middle of the road and somebody crashed into it. She got $6,000 from insurance and then got another few $1,000s from her followers. And this was to buy a new car. She never bought a new car. And apparently all of it got spent on fucking DoorDash. That's called grifting. The thing is like most of the stuff she's saying in here about the LCU, I agree with, but my feeling generally is that she is doing the same thing. She is like clout chasing off what is potentially people's trauma, and she's acting like, well, you know, Keemstar is profiting off these traumatized people. Well, girl, what are you doing then? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Just shut up about it. Oh my God, I wasn't
You're
sharing.
doing something in the back.
What? How long was I not sharing? The whole time? Okay, we start again.
I'm just making it this way. Also, I probably don't plan to keep this video up forever. I also want to apologize for my general demeanor and appearance. I am seriously like struggle bussing through stuff I was talking about in my live. And it's
Here we go, guys. As I just said, most of this stuff I do agree with. So let's see.
not relevant to this video. I just don't feel good, and I've been in bed, and I'm not going live. I'm too volatile.
Literally, if it tells you anything, her two best friends of 13 years have left her because they were abused by her, and they have come over to this community instead. I feel like that should be a clincher enough.
With how hormonal I am, and that's just not wise. In fact, I'm fully aware I may regret this video, but I feel like I have too much to say, and I have some things that I think needed to be added to this conversation.
Welcome in, everyone. I'm sorry I didn't do individual hellos today. We're getting straight stuck in. It's not going to be a long one.
Because this is getting ridiculous. Also, there's going to be a lot of like text on the screen, screenshots on the screen throughout this. So you might want to watch this video when you have the ability to like pause and read things. I just wanted to say that for the people that like to watch their videos podcast style or throw it up on the TV if you're doing something in the background. I want to talk about this because at first I was wanting to do my best to just not engage in this topic at all. But I saw something today and I went ahead and just posted on my Instagram stories, and I'm gonna stitch this into something because I want to talk about the LCU. First and foremost, I'm not telling you which channel. I'm not showing content. I'm not giving them any more promotion, airtime in that way.
You guys want to hear cute birdies for a second? Hi, girls.
Beyond the fact that I am taking the time to talk about it and acknowledge its existence, which is already more than I want to do. I want to just kind of talk about how all of this has been going down, because I think they're on like part 3 or 4 of
Sorry, guys. The birds wanted food and my roommate wanted something.
Exploiting the Paradise documentary, because it's a new thing they're latching onto, because essentially I think they're viewing it as like Girl World adjacent, and now that they're they've
The only reason that it is Girl World adjacent is because you stuck your fucking nose in it, Rosie.
Sucked every coin dry that they've been able to out of Girl World's involvement now, post Amber Lynn's demonetization stuff. At this point, I am just like so frustrated. I heard about part 1. My face is in the thumbnail. I don't know about anything that happened in that video. Nothing. So that happened.
What do we think, guys? Fuck Keemstar, but equally fuck Rosie.
Part 2 happened, and I was contacted by someone who is related to the project, who was like, who do you know is going to be from the doc in the interview for the next part? And I was like, I have no fucking clue. And I was very surprised when I learned who it was. And I learned who it was because I was scrolling on TikTok, and I follow Ziamara. I've watched her for a very long time. She popped up and I was listening to her, and I recognized the first voice of a girl named Kimmy, who I'm not going to talk too much on because she's involved in the documentary, and everybody's talking too much, and that's annoying me. Number one.
And what the fuck are you doing? You're using it for content. You're using it to make stories. You're using it for your YouTube channel right fucking now. So who's just as bad? You are. Let it go. You've already been a part of it. You've already spoken out against Stefan or whatever the fuck. Leave it. Let it go. You're also speaking constantly about it.
Everyone is. Everyone is. And you know what? A little bit of me too right now. Let's be real on that, all right? But I am
You would jump on that.
trying to just remind people that I think at this point, actually, I think it's exactly 2 weeks from right now, or just under 2 weeks.
Absolutely loves it, Salmon. She was fucking giddy. Giddy as fuck. Like, honestly.
So the documentary comes out. And everybody's sharing too much too soon. And it's just, that has just been a point of this that has been bothering the fuck out of me. So I was hearing her talk. Because Zio's been doing this thing where she's on live and she's like watching everything, right? She's kind of indiscriminately watching everything. And
I think that is really good. I think that it's like, I'm sort of doing the same, and I think we all should be doing the same. I also don't think that everybody should be going on about it. I don't think that Kim should be streaming it. I don't think that he should be like telling the entire story on stream before the thing even comes out. Like, how are they not breaking NDA? I don't know. But anyway, I do believe that Rosie, like, she's got this thing where she just gets off on attention. She'll fake any illness she needs to. She'll fake any story she needs to, just for attention, whether it's good or bad. So in this video, we had just seen how Zio had responded to the news of the doco, and I don't speak for Zio. Zio speaks for herself. I feel like on purpose at the moment, she's just absorbing everything. However, I will say that the reactions were very, very different. So we had Zio, and this is why I recorded this.
I don't think it's going to be something insane. I don't think it's going to go viral. I don't think it's going to be global, but you get to see a little bit more of the plus size community, may I say. Of course, I got to taste it with you. Yikes.
I did, sorry.
Zio was sad. Zio said, "We are grieving our friend. This timing is shit." And I agree. The timing is shit. And then we see over here, you might want to watch this trailer if you want to see a familiar face. Vegas was an experience for so many reasons. June 10th on the ID network will be available on HBO Max.
How dare you? Hello. We're going to just like wait for people to get in for a second because there's so much to talk about. Your hair looks so pretty. Thank you. So please give it a watch. I don't want to share too many details about like the actual production or project itself.
Giddy.
Because you followed me for a long time, so you know me.
I mean, this is exciting stuff. This is a big deal.
Thank you. Yeah.
For you.
Exciting. A big deal for you. Okay. So let's go back to what we were watching. That's why in 2023, she shot her story around to every single podcast and every single trash magazine that would fucking take it. And there are still magazine articles about her that are out of date being released in 2025. And yeah, it's okay. And that's like the whole thing is like, your stories are coming undone, Rosie. Like, we have more than enough proof that you're a liar. Like, I don't, at this point, anybody who doesn't see that, I'm like, keep watching. Go check out the playlists on my channel and you will see just some of the controversies.
My own boundaries, because when it comes to like was between me and Zio, we have very different stances on that, on how we consume that media. That is totally her prerogative. But for me, I was scrolling, listening to that conversation, and then I heard Keemstar's voice, and I went, oh my fucking God. So I was listening until they talked about bringing up Stefan, and that's when the CEO decided to end the live right there. So
again, guys, I'm so sorry, but welcome to everybody. I'm not doing individual hellos. We're getting through this.
at that point, I jumped and I lurked and I watched that part of the conversation because I felt like it was very important for me to know what happened there. For my
fact, Salmon, stop speaking on behalf of victims. Stop speaking on behalf of people who were there because you weren't ever there. I do not know why you're involved in this. I really don't. And I don't know how for 2 years you didn't mention to Zio that you're a part of this and why you're a part of it. Crazy.
My own reasons. And there was this like part of me that was like, man, I wish I could like just say anything. But I also knew, one, that wasn't a good idea, and two, you won't catch me giving that monster money. And any of you that have.
Catalina, she doesn't care. Any attention is good attention. She does not care if it's good or bad. She really, really doesn't. It means views and money. And think about how she completely abandoned her main platform right here, YouTube, as soon as there was no money coming in. She wasn't passionate about it. This is not what she wants to do with her life. She says she wants this for a full-time job, but you couldn't even maintain your channel while you were unmonetized. Fuck off.
Anyway, so that happened, and I'm not sharing any of my opinions or thoughts on that conversation, but I witnessed it because I thought it was important that I do. So I think it's 3 parts, because I think today's the part 3. And again, people have just been DMing me, right? Like, what? Like, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit if you believe me when I say.
People have been DMing me too, girl.
That or not, because it's true.
Also, guys, for anybody who isn't on Twitter, I found the old Instagram. So you know how she rebranded that Instagram to be her poetry Instagram? Guess what? I found the Instagram where she was pretending to have synesthesia and pretending like her mom was dead.
People reach out to me, and I also have a couple friends that watch this shit in the peripheral, and they know what my boundaries are, so they don't give me details that I don't want to know, but they'll let me know certain things, like, you know, your face is in this thumbnail.
Yes, for everybody who, thank you, Yami, for giving trigger warnings. I have got the helpline numbers and stuff scrolling at the bottom of the chat, at the bottom of the screen here. So if you do need any assistance, if you find this triggering, please step out. But if you need assistance, please feel free to. This one here, the Find a Helpline that's going across the screen right now, is really, really good. It's international, so it doesn't matter what country you're in. You can go on Find a Helpline, put your country in and put in like what you're having an issue with, and they will find you a helpline. Okay? Love you guys.
We're in relation to the LCU. The thing about the LCU with that is their MO. That is what they do. They clickbait. Like, I don't even think I'm being talked about like that. You know what I mean? Like, but my face and my name is Girl World adjacent enough that they think it's going to help.
You inserted yourself into something to do with Paradise, which you have no involvement in, except that you flirted with Stefan and you tried to go there, and now you're trying to throw him under the bus. Not that I agree with anything to do with Stefan. I think, like I said yesterday, this is the only thing that Zio and I probably won't agree on, is that, you know, she is a supporter of Stefan, and I do understand, knowing the story sort of to an extent. However, I am not. I do not agree. I want to see the documentary. I want to see everyone's opinions, but yeah, that's going to be the one thing we're going to disagree on. However, Rosie sticking her nose in it is the only reason that Girlwood is involved, and the only reason that Keemstar is. Well, we actually don't know, because Zio isn't talking to Stefan either. So sorry to put words in her mouth, guys. No, I take that back. I don't know if she still supports him or not. I think that Zio is processing everything at the moment, okay? Aside from that, the only reason that the LCU is interested in this is because it's Rosie. She is the reason that Girlworld is interested, and she is the reason that I'm covering this. She is the reason that I'm watching Zio. She is the reason that I'm watching Stefan. She is the reason that I'm taking an interest in this topic. It's attached to her. It's attached to Girlworld.
To help bring them a little more views and clicks. And that is their entire MO. So I knew about that, right? And I watched Zio, so I knew she was planning to watch it on live. So I wasn't planning to like watch her live, to be honest. But I was scrolling on TikTok, as I do. And she popped up. And I think I said like 5 seconds, but I swear to God, in actuality, I think I spent no more than 30 seconds in the live. Because what I heard...
If you guys in the chat right now, if you could give advice to anybody about like how, if you met Rosie and you were, she seems real nice, you want to be her friend, give me your, in 3 words, what would your advice be?
Pissed me off so much that I went to my Instagram stories. So I will go ahead and insert here what I said. Hi, editor's note. I'm just kind of formulating this and thinking this through as I go along in the editing process. Because ultimately I am aware that I'm kind of shooting some shots here, but I need to discuss some things in relation to why Keemstar is so awful. Because there's no amount of apologies. There's no amount of anything anyone can say or do to justify his involvement in the Etika situation. So in the description, there'll be sources that I'm linking for the screenshots that I'm showing. I did a very basic Google search. I'm not a drama channel.
I'm not saying advice to Rosie. I'm saying advice to anybody who was thinking that, you know, she might be a good friend.
I'm not a reaction channel. I'm not a commentary channel. If you want to find more like that, if you're the reactions people absorbing this stuff, you can do the research. You can show clip.
Doomswitch, I will read this out quickly. I'm sorry if you guys hear noise. I'm in the kitchen. It's loud. The birds are here. Doomswitch says synesthesia is a neurological condition that she basically describes as being part of psychosis, which is not how it works. It's a persistent condition. It's a neurological condition. And she says that she occasionally has that.
Clips and do all that if you want. That's not what this is. This is I want to highlight the parts that people have forgotten or just don't know about based on what spaces of the internet they've existed in and what years. Keemstar is a monster. There is a reason I was so offended when Amber came to me.
Also curious, guys, anybody here who at one point was either a mod for Rosie or was a fan of Rosie or thought that she was sweet and she was really trying to, you know, have a go at, you know, sorting out her life and believed her at some point, and now don't, put your hand up.
To me and was like, maybe we should do an LCU show together, like a half a year before she ended up on the LCU. Like I would never willingly associate myself with that. I have no issue with the other host person.
There is no shame in, at some point in time, being a friend or a fan. Most people here used to be in Rosie's chat or a mod for her. And I think that there's no shame in that. It takes everybody some time to learn. So do not feel like, don't be hard on yourself for it. I just want to make sure that people know that there's a place.
Personally, I don't know much about them. But Keemstar being like the ringleader of all the LOL cows and exploiting all these mentally ill people after what he did to Etika is insane. And I don't understand how anyone gives that credence. I never will. And just for anyone curious, my stance has been and always will be that the LCU is a moldy hot dog water content. And that's all I gotta fucking say. Period. Hi, I'm really not feeling good. But I just want to say this. I opened my TikTok and I scrolled for 2 seconds and I saw Xiomara watching the LCU for, I'm not kidding, 5 seconds. And in that fucking
Gigi, that's so sweet. And, you know, a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people are not awake right now. It's like the middle of the night. But Gigi says, as an ex-mod for Big Roz, the only good that came out of that mess was all of you. And look, I am so happy to have so many of you guys here now and be able to, you know, be your parasocial friends. Like, we got Gigi, we got Chris, we got Britt, we got Ash, we got so many lovely people. We got Sade. Like, we got Taggart. There are so many people. We got Secret Squirrel. Like, there are so many people who have come from there and gone like, oh my God, I was so worried to leave. I thought like I had nowhere to go, but there's a huge community here to support you.
5 fucking seconds. Keemstar was...
So this says, what's going on with Etika? So that's Keem, I guess. She's doxing him. She does that too, by the way. So I gather they're a live streamer that passed away recently. Never heard of them before. Now judging from their posts about them, it seems pretty well known. What happened? Some of the comments here suggest something has been going on for at least a few days. What?
Fucking 5 fucking seconds. Keemstar...
He is a large YouTube streamer, mainly known for his reactions and videos on various things Nintendo. Last October, he began showing signs of mental illness and got his YouTube channel, which had more than 600k subscribers, deleted after he posted PORN on it. While seemingly having a manic episode, he came back after a bit on a new channel and things kind of died down until around the middle of April when he had a very similar episode and the same thing happened to his new channel. It is getting deleted after he posted. Okay, well, way to block out that second instance of the PORN word. I don't think that's against the rules. It's some people's job. After this, he stayed in hospital for a week or so, and when he came back, he really tried to downplay it, saying it was just him being edgy. A few days later, at the end of April, he had another episode, and this time, the NYPD came to his apartment and detained him. I believe this was due to someone calling the police and telling them he was maybe a risk to himself. He was taken to hospital but released that evening. The next day, he was sent back to hospital after he got into a physical altercation. I don't really know what the point of that is, but anyways.
Star was talking about getting the victims on and trying to get them on the LCU to interview them for his own fucking financial benefit using my face in his thumbnail. He's a piece of fucking shit. And I'm furious that my face is being used to exploit. Y'all
no poo touching here.
Fucking suck. That's really all I gotta say. Moldy hot dog water. If you guys are sending super chats, if you guys are watching this shit, paying them, you're a part of the fucking problem. To be like so real, I haven't spoken a lot on Zio and like her involvement and stuff because I've talked to her privately, and I think that she is a very special case in her scenario with her story. And I just watched because she just...
Zio, are you still with us, girl? I know you like to skip around and it's live, so it's difficult, but please stick with us.
Shared something I listened to her talk about on her live the other day about how the whole reason she ended up at Stefan's was because she was like stranded with her suitcases and she had nowhere else to go.
This is the IG story she shared that I am referring to. I edited her out of respect because based on what she's been saying and the fact that she was crying, please follow her if you want her full context. We've never shown Zio crying. We've only shown Zio when there is something to do with Rosie involved. And this is Zio's story. I'm not going to read it out and you know, make her go through that again. But basically, it seems like Zio ended up at Stefan's place because she was in a tricky situation, basically.
To go. And when I was in a similar situation, I had my parents to go to. And instead, she ended up with Stefan.
You made GoFundMes and had people pay for you to move and people drive you places.
Fun. And she has a friendship with him that I've never agreed with, but I understand the nuance. And that girl deserves some fucking grace. And she deserves to not continue to be exploited. And I think that this entire situation with Keemstar inserting himself needs to be called out harder than it's being called out for.
But at the end of the day, he is catering to an audience that eats the fuck up that the people being exploited are fat, mentally ill women with trauma. That's the bottom fucking line with this shit. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. Like, I've been aware of who Keemstar was since, like, God, like, what year? High school? Like, mid, like, 2010s? I was, watching when he was beefing with Philip DeFranco, and, like, he's always been a monster and a grifter and a loser. And that is why you have never for a single moment caught me even contemplating that I want to give this shit the attention that I'm giving it now. But for my face to be used when they're sitting there being like, can we get this person who was essayed, who was
String Cheese says she's literally giving him promo. Anyone who doesn't have a clue about Keemstar is going to turn around and be like, huh? And look him up. Stupid. Exactly. Maybe. Thank you, Yami. Thank you so much for being such a beautiful mod. I appreciate you.
who was raped because you're trying to meet monetization standards, I'm fuming. These are real victims. Watch the fucking documentary when it comes out. Give them a chance to tell their story before you even...
And you too, girl, because, like, why are you inserting yourself into something that literally has nothing to do with you? You weren't even groomed into feederism. You groomed your damn self.
Oh my God, I literally am, like, shaking, fuming, pissed. How can you sit there and...
You know what? The last time I was shaking, fuming, mad was when I found out that shortly after Rosie had her boyfriend take her back, she was escaping from alleged SA in Atlanta. She was, like, trying to run away from the BBW scene. She had trauma from it, right? Like, she said that she was groomed into being poly. She was groomed into feederism. She was in the BBW Atlanta circles and she was traumatized. Her boyfriend took her back. She moved back in with her boyfriend and she was messaging Stefan at this time. That's what had me mad and shaking last, from what I can remember.
Act like you're just moderating a debate
Finding out somebody has been lying about their trauma really pisses me off.
And doing all of this shit when you're trying to get ahead of a story that's not been told yet. You piece of shit. And I did include, like, the last little bit of a YouTube short I posted, if you want to check that out. That's just kind of me talking about the docuseries, so I just cut the last little bit because that's originally kind of really all I wanted to say about the LCU. Because they're gross, and I know that me making this will probably end up getting reacted to, and it'll be farmed into more content, and I'm self-aware enough to acknowledge that.
I'm not monetized, so does that count? I'm doing this for free, bitch.
Right? But the part that's making me not be able to shut my fucking mouth, besides the fact that I am so irritable because I am PMSing, which is why I'm not live streaming right now, even though I want to be. Like,
you still just said way too much.
I really want to be live streaming this week more, and I'm taking the time to, like, withhold myself, honestly, to protect myself, because I may regret making those stories and doing this, because I really do try to not engage in drama content.
Curious Cat says she hates Paradise. That's why she was in Stefan's DMs begging him to go there in 2020. And guys, guess what? PMS psychosis, exactly. That's next. Something that's super interesting is that the account that she's now rebranded as this new poetry account, guess when that was popping off? November and December of 2020, right around the time that she was DMing Stefan. Crazy, huh?
Content like I once did. But when I saw Keemstar being like, who can we get up here to interview that's claiming the grape allegations, the SA allegations to meet the fucking monetization requirements, I am just like, Did everybody fucking forget about Etika? That this man was running around using the N-word left, right, and fucking center. That he's a racist, misogynistic, gutter troll mother.
Oh, Helene, those have been around for a long time. There was one that I found recently that was from 2025, and that was news to me. That was like, I was like, oh, I didn't know you did an article and we're still shopping your story again in 2025. But all of those articles are very well known around the place. It's kind of at the same time that she was coming onto YouTube, she was spruiking her story, going on podcasts, selling her story to anybody who would take it, not for money, but for attention. Attention is currency for this one.
Motherfucker that has just been the cockroach of YouTube in the more mainstream OG YouTuber days. Like when like him and Philip DeFranco had their back and forths, and like, you know, he would just say and do outlandish shit, anything for attention. He phased out of relevancy and he latched on to the exploitation of LOL cows. And every single person that he uses.
Girl, you tried to do the same. You tried to be a fucking reaction channel. You tried to be like, I'm better than the girls. The girls trigger me. Look at me do better than them. Nom, 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 nom. So much change.
In his channels, because he's got fucking so many of them, while skirting YouTube monetization by being an LLC because he himself can't be monetized.
The thing is like, is she trying to say that we are like supporting Keem? Is she trying to say that like anybody who is like doing, you know, watching him or doing whatever is supporting him? Because no, we fucking hate the guy. We think he's trash. Doesn't stop us from thinking that you're also trash.
Because of his behavior on YouTube.
You're doing the exact same thing. Talking about it non-stop. Non-fucking stop. If you don't like this and you don't want people speaking about it, then you stop first, girl.
And people,
if it wasn't for you, the LC, you wouldn't fucking know about it.
Just enable this shit for shits and gigs. It's disgusting that he is exploiting victims of sexual assault.
Ooh, I have so many things I want to say. I'm gonna bite my tongue. But girl, fucking projection. You weren't there. You don't know. You were never groomed. You're a fucking liar. Stop.
Paycheck to get ahead of a story that has yet to be told.
Oh my God. Same. So you relate.
And to hear that it was just that little snippet. I genuinely don't know.
At this point, she is begging for Keem to talk about her. This is free promo. If he does, I actually hope he fully ignores her.
What else is going on in that video?
Although she really, really does suit the LCU. I think she fits in there well, but she won't go on there just because it's just like she said that she would never go to paradise. Hang on, that was a lie because she wanted to go there so badly. Now she says she would never want to go to paradise. Just like she says that she would never go on the LCU because like she wouldn't sell her soul. Girl, you sold it 4 times over.
Video. And
stop fucking talking about it then. Stop making profit off it.
I don't fucking want to. Just that snippet has pissed me off in a way that I can't shut my mouth about. There are a lot of people talking a lot of shit about me every single day in my comments on different platforms, in the reaction channels, in their chats. And honestly, I have my varying opinions, and there are varying levels of severity of fucked upness. Some way less and some way fucking more. But what I haven't seen is anyone else besides Keemstar try to exploit victims.
You going on a documentary, acting like you got a starring role, being giddy about it, it's kind of giving exploitation for free promo and attention. Right? You talking about it at all, reposting it, sharing, coming online, being fucking giddy as fuck about a documentary that, in your opinion, is about victims, people being essayed, people going through all sorts of shit. And you came on and did a live stream. You were giddy as fuck. What's that? How? Knowing that you're going to get more, your sub count's already going up. So, interesting. There are different forms of exploitation, Rosie.
And I'm not going to sit here and make that okay, because especially like some of the people he was trying to bring on for part 3 and the people he brought on who just didn't know his history and didn't know what they were walking into. They didn't know. They didn't know what they were signing up for. They didn't know what they were inadvertently doing and supporting. And it's all exploited.
Rosie is calculated. In her head, she really is like 100%, no doubt. She's been on the internet and she's been what is deemed a spectacle and an LOL cow, as she would say, since 2014. She knows exactly what she's doing. And as I always say, responding to stuff like this is exactly what they want. And you know the result. The result means you get a response from them. You get a response, you get attention. You know this very well.
Exploitative and disgusting. He's an opportunist to the 10th degree.
Thanks,
and
David.
It is just, I hope that there are channels out there that watch this, whether you fuck with me or not, that can sit down and do a deep dive into this man and really get the information out there to
It's okay, Foxy, we see you. It's all right. Feel free.
help people at large understand.
Honestly, everyone's welcome here, because I hope that if nothing else, everybody just learns something. So if you're coming in late, please go back, rewatch the stream. If you are coming in late or if you're new here, please go and check out some of my playlists. There is a lot. This is very, very much up Rosie's alley. This is very much her thing, to jump on a bandwagon. And it may not be very obvious all the time that she's trying to grift off it, but sometimes it is. This is like I'm doing a really good thing, talking about how, these people are victims, and that's fucking true. But you're not.
That
you don't speak for, if there are victims of paradise, you don't fucking speak for them, bitch. I don't know why they included you. Probably for this fucking circus that's surrounding it.
Coin thrown at that channel is supporting horrific shit, whether that's racism, the misogyny, the God, just so much shit that is years.
Rosie said that, what is it? Why do all gay men hate fat women? You guys remember that? She also said after she misgendered a bunch of people, she then decided that she was non-binary. Then when she doxed a sex worker and their family, she checked herself into the psych ward. She's having psychosis, a mental breakdown. When she, there's an excuse for everything. There's a shield for everything. Just pick one. Just pick one.
It's years old in my head now, right? To sit here.
When somebody said that she was culturally appropriating by having dream catchers and stuff, she said she was Cherokee. Guess what? She's not.
And support that shit is crazy. It's disgusting. And the fact that anyone watched the LCU while Amber was on it is crazy too.
Girl, you were the #1 fan. You're obsessed with Amber. You used to fucking go on your soccer account and write 10-page fucking recaps on Amber. I have a video about that. on my channel. You said that it's actually dangerous for people like Amber to go to therapy because they weaponize therapy speak. Projection much?
And like I mentioned earlier, when I watched the part where Stefan and Kimmy were talking, I wished I could have watched it through someone else. But I didn't know of anyone. I mean, Zio ended the live. So I was like, for my own involvement in this, I did watch that part. And I, for indie reasons, can't go into detail about why. I felt the need to do that. So ultimately, I did, and I probably put it on the screen. I really do try very hard to not be super angry on the internet because that gets weaponized very heavily.
Girl, you fucking scream. You screamed at us. You scream all the time. You're really mean to your parents. You're really fucking rude to your brother. Like, if the shit that we've seen you do on camera is how you act when you're in front of an audience, I cannot fucking imagine what you do behind the scenes. Yeah, she only contacted Zam because she was in psychosis, yet we have a video of her saying, the doctors determined that I was not in psychosis. Crazy. All of the receipts are on my channel. I have receipts for all of this stuff.
People really love to twist that honest expression of emotion because I think my anger is very valid and just, and I think more people should be angry.
Remember when you had a public Amazon wish list and somebody sent you one of the items that you had requested from that public Amazon wish list and you threw a fucking knife?
About this. And hey, you know what? I'll give it this. Maybe they are, and I just am, I don't fucking watch that shit anymore. So maybe I should concede to that if that's the case.
If anybody is new to Rosie, I have everything listed under playlists. Like, I have like playlists by topic. So you can do it that way. Some of the streams are quite long. But if you want to see like short receipts, go to my shorts. Some of it's just silly. If you go back to the beginning, like, I have receipts there. If you want like, 20 to 30 minutes, look at the worst of QLR. There's more of those coming. But yes, I have been very diligent in following this girl, and there's a lot. It's a fucking lot. There is over 10 years of history.
I am livid about this. And I have a lot of like thoughts and feelings and opinions when it comes to Xiomara and all that stuff. And I have had them for a long time because I've watched her for a long time. And I have a lot of positive thoughts and opinions too. But I also have just like my own thoughts. And I don't want to add to what she's going through.
I was explaining this to somebody the other day. Like, sometimes with the Rosie stuff, it's very much like because she's deleted so much, but because so many of us were there at the time, it's very much like trust me, bro. But when there's like 5 people saying they saw something, you do tend to believe them. But I have most of the receipts, but I'm not very organized because I'm very ADHD. I'm sitting on my kitchen bench right now. Like, what am I doing? Am I feeding the pets? Am I watching the video? Am I feeding the pets? Am I watching the video?
And the hate that she receives, and I think that she deserves some grace. I really do. I think she was put in a really weird position.
Doom Switch, I really do feel the same. I think that Rosie, especially like knowing her, I know that she has definitely been in Zio's DMs all throughout the day, saying like that she, I don't know, probably making some excuse. Like, I didn't tell you because of the agreement that I made, and that's my stalker's accomplice that you're listening to. How dare you listen to that psycho stalker's accomplice? I'm not. I'm doing my own thing. We good.
Position. And like I said in the stories, there's a lot of nuance there. And I really want to see their documentary before I talk heavily on her and things like that, right? So
I think that she's latching onto Zio because she is taking advantage of somebody who is like a little bit in turmoil at the moment and somebody who is in grieving. And that is very much like, sorry to say it, but that's very much Rosie's character, is to latch onto somebody who might be for some reason vulnerable or in a bit of a strange spot. And I think that's probably why, but also the fact that like Zio she is going through a hard time and she's looking for people that she can lean on. And Rosie's like, I'm going to be that person. The same as like what she did with Amber before she threw Amber under the bus. Like I'll be that friend so that I can like tell you my narrative and explain to you all the ways in which these people are bad and don't listen to them, but listen to me. And she will use like very like extreme language, like stalking, harassment, R word, that type of thing.
I guess thank you for watching. I'm gonna cut it here and throw this together, and I'm just gonna throw this up like on YouTube. I wanted to expand on those Instagram stories when I had a moment to kind of let the anger cool down.
Yeah, Mark. Zio may be the only woman left that still talks to her in the BBW community. Predator behavior sounds like Rosie. Yep, it does. She has literally thrown herself out of every single community, and on her way out made everybody else look like a fucking predator and a psycho. It is like it's now part of her cycle. Like she did it in Atlanta. She did it with Rain and Ivy. She's constantly like, if somebody does her wrong or she believes they've done her wrong or somebody even criticizes her, they're basically a predator. And yes, she will make accusations about people that they've been inappropriate with their children and dox them when they're sex workers, which is fucking disgusting. You don't do that.
It's been a long time since I've like gone on the internet and just like leashed my anger out like that. I used to do that very frequently, to be honest. Like if you followed me for many, many years, and that was a behavior that I worked on improving on. But at the end of the day, I do believe that some situations warrant those kinds of feelings and reactions, and this is one of them. Keemstar is exploiting victims of sexual assault.
And what are you doing right now?
For his own financial gain, before their stories have even been told. And that shit's evil.
Why don't you shut the fuck up about it? Stop giving him free promo, bitch.
Later.
Don't you dare, Dr. Phil. Don't you fucking dare. So, I think that we pretty much covered it, guys. Like, what do you reckon? Oh, there was something. No, I can't show you the thing that I'm about the old Instagram account yet because I need to edit for like people's privacy because she's got people's names and stuff in there. So I don't want to do that. I think we're done. And I'm not going to play the loud song because I know people are sleeping. And sorry, my roommate is next to me making loud noises. So I'm just going to end the stream. I got to feed my pets anyway. So we're going to end it here, guys. Anybody who's coming in late, please go back to the start. Appreciate you all so much. For anybody who's new to the channel, think about subscribing. I'm not going to fucking force you. I don't care. It's okay. But definitely go and check out my playlist, check out my videos, and let me know what you think. All right. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Thank you to my stunning, beautiful mods. You guys were working hard tonight. I love you so much. Thank you to my chat. Thank you to everybody who's new. Thank you to everybody who's old. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Okay. Bye, guys.